Okay, here is Fugo the next day. We're still at Rax Run eventing, which is based at Sharon White. So this is Sharon White's cross country course. And Fugo is having his very first cross country school of his life. He has previously been in Hunterland and been extremely successful in Hunterland, but now he's with me and I'm an eventer. And also, he's just such a brave horse to jump. So I hadn't necessarily been planning on cross country schooling him on this trip I brought him with me on, but he jumped so damn bravely the day before that Martha insisted that we were cross country schooling today, and so of course I went around along with whatever she wanted to do. And I can't say that I wasn't curious myself as to what he would think of cross country schooling. Now, when we first got out there, and I know I've talked about this a lot in my other videos, Fugo can be a little bit of an insecure horse. And I think that for him, the first time going out to this cross country course, and there's literally no other horses out here or around. So he's totally by himself in like a big new environment for him. Yeah, it's just a lot of unknown, right? And so he was a little insecure when we first went out there. And so he worked his way through that insecurity by just trotting. We just picked up the trot, worked on, and I just gave him something to do. And so, of course, we worked on being soft, being bendy, all those things. And as soon as I just gave him something to do, he was totally fine. And the horse was unbelievable for this cross country school. So at this point where we picked up with taking a little bit of video, because Martha is very kindly videoing for me as she's also teaching me, which is quite hard to do. We had spent some time trotting over a little tiny line of logs, a bending line of logs that you could do in 2 or 3, and trotted over a couple of other little logs. And so now we're doing a little bit more. And, we're doing some bigger logs. This is a little starter level coupe, which he's jumping absolutely perfectly and does a very handy right turn there. I guess Martha had actually wanted us to go around that little maple tree that we just cut to the inside of. So next time that's what we'll do. But he did the handy inside turn brilliantly. And now that's sort of a spooky raised log. And there we go. 3rd time's the charm. I finally got the right hand turned down correctly that she wanted me to do. So at this point, we're feeling quite impressed by Fugo because everything we've asked him to do, he's not only done it, but he's done it with style, honestly. And so we've moved over to another section of the field, and we're going to pop around some of these logs, which are probably just a little bit bigger. And then he's going to go end with the ditch. And he also went up and down the bank, but we didn't get it on video, unfortunately, which is no big deal. He jumped that log quite nicely. And so at this point, I think he's probably getting a little bit tired because we're more than halfway through our school. And so like I talked about in his stadium jump video, when he starts to get a little bit tired, he wants to trot the fences. That's kind of his tell. So we're almost done at this point, and it's fine to recognize that Fugo is tiring. Like at this point, we're like, okay, we're almost done, but to build fitness, you have to push through a little bit of fatigue sometimes. That's the only way to get stronger and get better. So basically what Martha's saying is, don't worry about your distance. It doesn't matter. The horse will figure it out from whatever distance you're at. In fact, he needs absolutely no help from me whatsoever in deciding on what the right distance is. You're just going to keep your leg on. He's got to keep coming in the canter. And so that's what we're just going to sort of end here on a positive note with. And then I think we're going to trot that little skinny log there off to the left. So that was quite perfect. This is very good. As was that. I mean, really couldn't be better. Good boy, Fugo. Now we're going to go to that skinny log there. And that's actually really skinny. It's about the same width as the skinny double barrels that we jumped the day before in the ring. Honestly, it's the same question. So it was really cool to trot him right up to that, and he popped over it exactly the same as he learned to do the day before in the ring over the 2 barrels. So that was just really fun. He's a smart horse. I really think once you teach him something, he packs it away and he doesn't forget where it is. Okay, and so here's the ditch. He was excellent. I was a little ahead in the motion on that, which was quite terrible. So he didn't really need to do it again after that time, but I needed to do it again because I needed to be better in my position about staying a little behind him. And actually, on the video when it felt like I did it better the second time, but when I watched it back on the video, I still think I look a little ahead, so I'm kind of annoyed at myself about that. Yeah, I must be better. Okay, so he was fabulous cross country. I can't wait to do it with him again. Actually, I'm going to take him with me to Megan O'Donoghue's on Tuesday. He's going to do some jumper rounds, which I'm absolutely so excited for. He's going to come with Tom and Sunshine again. Now, this is from a different day. This is from a few days earlier at my place. I've started taking him hacking out. So Billy's on Tom and I'm on Fuego, and here he is hacking down the road. And then there's also another clip following this of him walking around another part of our property through the woods. He was excellent. He doesn't really like the traffic. He's a little flinchy when the cars and trucks go by at 50 miles an hour, but that's understandable. And most of them are, honestly, it takes a couple of months to get them to get totally used to that. And I'm still not used to it.
We can. Yeah. As long as it's not a pond. Everybody wants to go that way. Yeah, we have it on video. All right, good.